Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and today I have a quick medallion update for you, as well as I wanted to tell you about some books that I have read to prepare to go to Alaska and can recommend to you. So first of all, it's just a quick update about the medallion. I did a video yesterday letting you know that we had received our medallions, and I hadn't realized when I first looked at it that our name is on there, so it gives you your name, and then also it says Majestic Princess, August 15th, 2021, since that's our cruise. And so clearly you get to keep these. A really nice lady had commented in my video when I had said that I thought they were collected at the end of the cruise based on some just reading what I had found on the website for Princess. And so she had said that when she went on a cruise before COVID, that they had let you keep the medallion. And so it turns out she was right, and Princess is still doing that. You'll get to keep these, and then every time you go, you'll be able to get a new one. And so that's just, I wanted to let you know that. Now, when it comes to books, whenever I go somewhere, I always like to know what I'm looking at. When I visit a place, I want to be able to not only look and see that it's beautiful, but I always like to know a little bit more about what has happened there or the things that I should know to completely appreciate it. And so first of all, the first book I wanted to tell you about is this Alaska Cruise Companion. It says A Naturalist's Guide to Alaska's Inside Passage. This book was actually produced by Princess. It was written by Rachel Cartwright, and she is one of their naturalists on the cruises to Alaska and did that for several years. And so it's an outstanding book. I can't recommend this book high enough. So when we got ours, it was on the Princess cruise ship, but I don't know if they sell them there anymore or not. And I did check on Amazon, and they have a lot of them available as used books at very affordable prices, and so I highly recommend it. This book goes through all of the wildlife in Alaska. It talks about glaciers, everything to do with pretty much anything in nature in Alaska, and it also goes through all of the cruise ports, and it talks about the things that you will see as you're cruising into and out of those ports, as well as everything in that little town to see and do. And so I think you will find this really valuable. We're going to bring ours along, we always do, so that if there's anything that we want to look up that I can't remember from when I read through it, it's just so handy to be able to do that when you want, so that you don't miss out on anything. So I highly recommend this book. The next book I wanted to tell you about is this one. It's called John Muir and the Ice That Started a Fire. It's How a Visionary and the Glaciers of Alaska Changed America. This is an outstanding book about John Muir. It talks about all of his expeditions up to Alaska and him working with the native people there and everything that he did and visited, his research, the things that he thought about while he was there. And it's just outstanding. It talks about how that fits in with his life when he lived in California. Talks a little bit about what he did to help Yosemite become a national park. I just love this book. And the author, Kim Hecox, he has a really nice writing style. So you learn a lot, but it's also very pleasant. It's just, I cannot recommend this book highly enough either. You're going to really enjoy this book. And you know what? It also changed what I thought about when I was in Glacier Bay last time. I just want to tell you that it made me appreciate some things more. I looked at things a little bit differently, and I just really, really appreciate what that book did for me. The other one that I really liked along those lines is Travels in Alaska. This book has John Muir's journal entries from when he was exploring everywhere in Alaska, and he is an outstanding writer. This quote right here on the top of the book here, it says, "Probably no other man in this country has his enthusiasm for mountains and glaciers united with so rare a literary gift." And John Burroughs was the guy who said that. And so this is a really, really good book. You can read it all through at once, or you can kind of go to the different areas and read it as you go. But it's really an outstanding book. I think you're going to really like it. And this book is also available on Amazon. But I wanted to tell you, I bought this when I was in Skagway one time, and I just tucked some things in here from the trip, and it really makes me happy. Every time I get it out to read it again or look at something in it, I have like the little stamps. And this reminds me, if you have one of those little national park pass books, you know, they're about this big by this big, and you can put all the stamps from the national parks in it. you might want to consider doing that because there are a lot of these along the way. The day we're in Glacier Bay, if the rangers are on there, they always bring stamps with them to put in there, as well as the locations that we visit. And so it's really fun if you enjoy doing that. You might like to do that. And so the last book that I want to tell you about is this one. It's called Race Across Alaska. It's the first woman to win the Iditarod, tells her story. Now, this Libby Riddles, the author here, she is the lady who was the first lady to win the Iditarod. And on both of the other princess cruises that we have been on, she came on and did a lecture, and it was outstanding. She is an amazing woman, and she does such a lovely job of talking about her experiences. And so the lecture was such a pleasure. I learned so much. And then afterwards, she was selling her books out in the hall. And so we took the opportunity to buy one, and I am so glad we did. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. And I wanted to show you, I have tucked here in the cover, this is the bookmark that she autographed for me. And so I just really thought you might enjoy seeing that. But I thoroughly enjoyed this book. And so these are just some of the books that I have read, that they're my favorite ones that I have read about Alaska. And so if any of you have any recommendations about books we should read before we go to Alaska, while we're in Alaska, or after we get home, will you please leave those recommendations in the comments below? Because it's always nice to get a book recommendation, and I know a lot of us have read different things. And so I also wanted to quickly add that I don't work for Amazon. I don't have any Amazon stock. I just know that that is a place you can buy books to get sent to you. And so if you have a local bookseller, I think it would be wonderful to support them as well. You could just give them a call and see if they have any of these in stock or can get them for you. But I didn't want you to think that I'm trying to get you to buy from Amazon. You can buy them wherever you'd like. So I just know it's a universal place that everybody can look and find a book. So if you have any questions about anything that I've talked about here or anything else that comes to your mind, please leave them in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and give us a thumbs up. I sure appreciate it. Until I see you next time, you take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye.